Who is this?
I don't like this logo.
Huh?
I think I need a rebrand.
If you are watching this video, you are probably considering to do a rebrand for your own business. And yes, even though my job depends on brands needing a rebrand, in this video I am going to walk you through the right and the wrong reasons to actually do a rebrand. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Maya. I am a brand designer and packaging specialist based in the UK. I am not going to rebrand all of the businesses that come my way. And there is a lot of information and misinformation online about the right and the wrong reasons, as well as the right way to do a rebrand. So in this video, I'm going to give you the checklist of right reasons to do a rebrand, as well as the wrong reasons to do it. In my 10 years of design and around 2 to 3 freelancing, I have had the opportunity to speak to clients or even board members about rebrands, and not all of them had the right reasons to do it. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because I'm going to also be sharing some tips on what to look out for. So let's start with the wrong reasons to do a rebrand. Wrong reason number 1 is the most common reason I have heard of, and it's I am bored of my brand. You might have started a few years ago and maybe the trends were different or your taste has changed, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you say, I am bored of this branding. Let's just spice it up. Let's just change it. But this is more based on the creative decisions rather than a business decision. So this reason is a no-no. Wrong reason number 2, which is again very common, is, well, my competitors have just rebranded, so I will also rebrand. And with this, it also follows, this competitor followed this specific trend, I'm going to follow this specific trend. This is a very bad rabbit hole, and you will end up with a very similar looking brand to your competitor for no reason whatsoever. It will not solve anything, and you might be called a copycat. Remember that a brand's goal is not really to just look beautiful or be the most beautiful, because let's face it, beautiful is really subjective. A brand needs to stand out for the right reasons and needs to connect with your target audience. Wrong reason number 3, again a very common one, is as soon as maybe sales are not going well or something in the business needs fixing, the first thing that a founder thinks of is, let's rebrand. But this decision is only based on a distraction and it's not really moving, and it's not really solving the problem. It might be camouflaging it, it might be solving it for a very short time just because it's a fresh look, but it also might even confuse your customers. Reason number 4 is you have grown and you have evolved to a different personality, a different person, different likes and dislikes, and you think that this should be reflected on your branding. But think about this. Has your ideal customer changed, or is it just you? Because if it's just you, this rebrand will actually confuse your ideal customer and you might lose them. So instead of doing something positive, you will end up doing something negative for your business. Now, if you made it through these wrong 4 reasons, congratulations. You are either really happy that none of these reasons were your reasons to rebrand, or one of them hits really hard and you don't know what to do next. But don't worry, I am right here and I'm going to guide you through this. Now, let's go through the right reasons to do a rebrand. Right reason number 1, and it's the most common right reason for businesses to actually go for a rebrand. Your business has evolved, you are ready to scale up, or you have already started to scale up and your branding cannot catch up. A good example is if you already have a business that until now was not selling physical products, and maybe when you started, you either did your branding yourself or you hired someone without planning, without knowing that you would eventually grow. Maybe you didn't believe in your business. I don't know why you wouldn't. And after a few years, your business is growing and you eventually want to launch your physical products. Branding for a business that is only service-based, or you basically don't have any packaging design, can be very different to a branding that is really all around and it's responsive to any application, from social to print to packaging. So maybe right now is the time for you to do a rebrand. This is a great reason because it grows together with your business, it grows with your evolved goal and also with your target audience. A great example of one of my clients that went through this and we went through the rebrand together was Kundi Inspiration, and the business exists for more than 14 years, but around the 14-year mark they decided to scale up and actually launch their own physical products. Until then they had a really successful store, a really successful e-commerce, but they were selling other brands. Got in touch with me and we went through the right steps to do a rebrand. Their previous branding was almost non-existent, it was not complete, they only had a logo. We went through the whole process of the rebrand with the right questions beforehand so that I know exactly what their goals are. And we ended up with a new complete brand that aligns with the business and their new goals. And also we have physical product packaging. On the cards up here, I'm going to also link the case study for this rebrand if you want to watch and follow along the whole process of the rebrand from start to finish. Right reason number 2, you are trying to reach a different or a more broad or niche down audience. So maybe you started 20-30 years ago and you were targeting B2B clients, and then as the business grew, maybe it was a family business and you grew it and you evolved it to the point where now you can reach B2C customers, sell in an e-commerce. Let's not forget that a visual identity is the first point of contact to your audience. So if your current visual identity is targeting your old audience, it's a great reason to look into a rebrand. Right reason number 3 is, of course, if there is any legal issues or a name conflict or something. For example, it can be a trademark issue that surfaced and you really need to do a rebrand. Right reason number 4 is, of course, if your current brand is really misaligned with your values or the market has really changed. A very good example of this misalignment is brands that start to focus more on sustainability. And for example, in your current branding, you use a lot of plastic, you ship from somewhere really far away, and you have a lot of emissions. So if your current branding doesn't align with your current values, then that's a great indication that you should think of a rebrand. Right reason number 5 is if you are planning to launch something that requires a new chapter. Great examples could be a completely new product line, it could be a sub-brand, it could be a new pricing tier. You could have a very affordable brand and then all of a sudden you really want to launch a more premium product range. So that is a really good reason. And now what I promised to you at the start of the video is some really important things to look out for when you are looking into rebranding. Many founders think that a rebrand is just we update the logo and maybe we change the colors, but this will refresh the look of your business. But does it really change something? Because if you are following the checklist and you are doing the rebrand for the right reasons, you have a more deep reason to do the rebrand. Many brands I have seen and many people have commented on that. They, for example, had a backlash and they almost got cancelled. They had some really bad reviews, and to fix this problem, they quickly went through a rebrand. And your audience is not stupid. They will see through this. They will see that you are doing the rebrand for all the wrong reasons. A great example of this, I am sorry, but it's Pretty Little Thing. They have been having some really bad feedback about the quality, the working conditions, the pay. This was showing so obviously on social media and they were this close to being cancelled. And they went through through a rebrand. However, their business model, they haven't changed much. They haven't even changed the quality of the products. And you can see it because the reviews are the same, and there are a lot of people that have spoken about this and they have seen through what they're trying to do. They are trying to get rid of the fast fashion label, but they are still the same brand. They just have a different logo. And as a consumer, trust me, this proves that you are dishonest and also very confusing, and you don't want confused audience because confused people don't buy. So remember, after you have the right reasons to do a rebrand, you have to understand what's the issue you're trying to solve and what's the goal. And then after you have sorted this out, you can go through the visual rebrand. I hope you found this video useful. I would love to know if I'll see you in the next video. If your reason for a rebrand is one of the right reasons and you would like to work together, all my details are in the description down below. I would love to chat about your project.